Beat, wanna feel it.
Hey everyone, by the title of the video, you know what this is. This is my 1-year transformation of all the weight that I lost, showing my very first before pics, comparing them throughout the different shreds I did, all the way up until my physique now. If you want to see everything and kind of skip through, which I would highly recommend not, just in case you're going through some of the feels that I was going through, I'm going to go ahead and let you know, I'm going to start this video up talking to you one-on-one, and then I'm going to transition into a voiceover through all my photos of the different time periods throughout my shreds, and kind of go through my mental state throughout the shreds, because I do think just sharing with you my transformation is one thing, but also sharing with you my inside transformation, my mental transformation is also another thing. So I kind of wanted to be able to do a talk over through the pictures of what I'm going to show you, because right now I film on my phone. How many times I have to say that? I can't see the photos that I'm talking about, and I want them to be very meaningful, very impactful, especially for people who need to be able to start their own journey. People also, I just noticed I matched the couch. Oh, what is my life? But for people who need to be the advocate for themselves, be the one who flips that switch for themselves, I have spoke many times that my beginning of my journey was not the healthiest mentally. I think I am in a great place mentally now. I've done a lot of healing, a lot of praying, a lot of soul searching, and I think that I am in a really good place. So I just wanted to first start off this video kind of giving y'all, excuse me, sorry. Sorry. Giving y'all a preface as to how my year started. So 2023, I had an emergency C-section in January with Brooklyn. She was in the NICU for 2 weeks, and then I got home with her. She was about 2 months old, and we had Bella's birthday, and whew, I wasn't gonna get emotional. 2 weeks after Bella's birthday, and my pawpaw was at Bella's birthday. 2 weeks later, my pawpaw passed away tragically. It was awful. Sorry, I'm gonna try not to cry because I've cried about it before. I want this to be about my weight loss, not about that, but I kind of wanted y'all to know where my head was at going into all this. My pawpaw passed away. It was a very hard time, but I remember I was pumping, exclusively pumping, and even at his funeral and viewing, I had to pump. I would have to leave and go pump and come back. And I remember my mom just saying, he would want you to take care of his little grandbabies, great grandbabies, and also his grandbaby, meaning me. And I remember at that point in time, I had put on a little bit of weight after having Brooklyn. I had Brooklyn at 296 was my weight on the day that I had my emergency C-section. I'd only gained 11 pounds with her. I was 296. I'd kind of maintained that throughout breastfeeding, because for some reason I was one of those that when I was breastfeeding, I never lost weight, but I also was pumping, and my milk supply, and I had to answer this in one of my responses in my Q&A. My milk supply was based on food. If I did not eat a certain amount or drink a certain amount of water or electrolytes, my milk supply tanked. And being an exclusive pumper, it was a big deal. I needed to pump at least 50 to 60 ounces a day to be able to have a supply, because I didn't want to pump for a full year. I knew in my heart I did not want to pump for a full year, and I had to go ahead and build up my stash. So I caused myself to have an oversupply. And one of the main things for my supply was I had to eat enough. In return, it did make me put on weight. I never got above 296. I stayed there, but I never lost very much. It would fluctuate back and forth. And in April, my pawpaw passed away on April 1st. I thought it was an April Fool's joke, honest to God. In April, Nicole started her very first shred program. And I was so just upset. And I've opened up about that, about how upset I was that I couldn't join. And, everything going on. I got more and more in my head, I was dealing with the loss. I was dealing with all of the emotions of pumping, having to be like the sole provider. I also was having issues with Brooklyn having the same allergies that Bella did, had a couple of ambulance rides. And it was a hard time, and I felt so alone. And I also was so unhappy with my body. Like I said, like there's some photos that I'm gonna like have, you know, and show around this time period what I looked like. I was up at my heaviest I'd ever been. I was miserable. My head looked like a ham hock. I didn't want pictures of my kids. I didn't want to be seen with my kids. If you wanted pictures, I would take all the pictures of my kids you wanted. I would send them to like family members and stuff. And I remember my mom would sneak photos of me and the girls, and I'll post one here. And it was me and Brooklyn, and I saw that picture and just was so, I was like, who is this person? Like, who is this person? And I was so upset with the way I looked. I didn't wear makeup. I hated myself. My love life was not good. I was not confident. I was not confident in anything I did. That whole summer, my oldest one, Bella, loves the pool. And my mom would have to take her to the pool because I was not going in a bathing suit. I was not going near the pool. I was miserable. And a lot of that also was up here. So I remember about halfway through the summer, I reached out to Nicole and was like, please, please, please tell me you're doing another shred. I need something. I need something. Because like in the back of my head, my mom saying, you know, like you need to take care of yourself type of thing. I was like, okay. So she said, yes, September, you better be in it. I said, okay. I had my game plan going in. I knew what I was going to do. I knew I needed this. I knew that, you know, this was my saving grace. I also, full transparency, had met with my internal doctor because I was on high blood pressure medicine at the end of my pregnancy. And when you're on it, your OBGYN, as soon as you hit your 6-week check, can't do the high blood pressure medicine. Your doctor has to take over it. So I went to my internal doctor, and she was like, your weight is not healthy. I told her everything that was going on. She was like, your mental health is not good. I said, I know that. But I told her, you know, like I'm pumping. I have to, you know, keep pumping. I have to get this, you know, stash made. And I also knew going into the shred, I needed to get this stash done at least a month to a month and a half into the shred, or not a month and a half, but at least halfway through the first couple weeks. Cause at that time her shreds were only 6 weeks. So 2 weeks in, I wanted to be done. I wanted to be weaned off. So I knew that I had to just deal with it until then. But the doctor was like, listen, like, you know, you've mentioned before you had problems getting weight off. And I was like, it's harder now that I've had kids. And they're like, okay, we'll send you to a weight loss specialist. Now, this is where, if you're on one side or the other, I really don't care. I have family that has taken shots. I have family that doesn't take shots. I don't care what you do. You can do whatever you want. Just do your research. That's all I like. That's all. I don't care. Do you. I don't care. Please hear me when I say I don't care. But at that time, the shots, Wegovy, Mounjaro, all of that stuff was very, very popular. And basically all you had to do was say, I want to lose weight, you get a shot. And I told him, yeah, you know, like I hadn't opened up to anybody about the shred. Only my husband knew I wanted to do the shred in September. And this was in June when I'm talking to the doctor. I was like, yeah, you know, but you need a recommendation to get into the weight loss center. And she was like, I'll make you one. So I got a call back beginning of July from the weight loss clinic. And they said, hey, we can get you in a couple weeks. I said, can't do that. I'm breastfeeding. And they were like, okay, well, the next available appointment is November. And I was like, okay. So I was like, well, that's fine. Like, if the shred doesn't work, you know, I'll be okay. Like, I'll have the shot. And I did a lot of praying and a lot of just, you know, telling God basically, like, I need this to work. I don't want to be on shots. I don't want to go through the shots. You know, at this time, I had known somebody who the shots worked for, but it didn't work in the long run. They gained the weight back and were gaining weight back. But I had also seen a really close family member also do really good on them. And so I was really torn. And I was praying like, God, just flip a switch in my head and let me just be able to do this time. Like, let me be able to be happy with myself and do this. And lo and behold, about a week before the shred started, I'd already signed up. I'd got my macros. I told my mom about it, and she was excited. She was a little hesitant because, you know, with breastfeeding and stuff. But I was so close to having my stash made. I just needed like 1 to 2 more weeks. And I'd already weaned off to 1 pump a day anyway. So I went into the shred kind of having the idea of F everything, F everyone, F everyone's opinions. I'm doing this for me. Like, this is my chance to show everybody, like, screw you, screw all y'all's opinions. Y'all never thought I could do it. I remember so many times I would lose weight and I would look great. And then it would be this one person or somebody would be like, oh, you're still not losing? Like, oh, you changed what you're doing? And in a fit of rebellion, I would gain it back. Or I would just start slipping or not caring and stuff like that. And I never held myself accountable. And I never, like, I wanted to blame everybody else. I wanted it to be everybody else's fault as to why I gained weight. Like, it was because you never believed in me. It was this, it was that. And so this time I was like, I'm keeping it tight. Nobody's going to know about this except for my mom and my husband. Nobody else is going to know about this. I don't want anybody else having any opportunity to think that, you know, they've got any opinions, I guess is what I'm trying to say, about what I'm doing. So shred starts. So sorry. I'm so sorry about the coughing. I just got done working out and I was drinking my protein shake. I guess you got to add a little comedy into something so serious. But shred started, and that's where I'm going to go ahead and switch to my voiceover, because I want to start showing y'all some pictures and stuff. So I hope y'all stick around to the end. At the end, I'm going to be showing you my physique today versus my very first physique, and I hope y'all enjoyed the rest of the video. But I just kind of wanted to give y'all some background as to where I was mentally, where I was physically, and all the stuff that had happened in that year that led to all this transformation. So I will talk to y'all in the voiceover. All right. Editing Danielle coming in here to say, I loved my intro. I didn't want to re-record it, but going through all the photos and stuff, the voiceover just wasn't giving it what I wanted. So I'm just going to let you know, I'm going to put some music over this. I'm going to put some typing so you know what's going on, you know, like when a shred starts, when a shred ends, stuff like that. But I do want to say, though, when it gets to the part about my fast, I took a fast during the January shred. That was when a lot of my spiritual healing took place. It was a lot. I had done a fast during that time period and was praying a lot about all just the hurt I had surrounding, you know, people, things that have happened in my life, around my weight, my papa's loss, all this stuff. And on top of dealing with myself spiritually and Nicole's homework dealing with me mentally on that side of things, I will say the January shred is when a lot of my healing, a lot of my change, a lot of my mentality shifted. And I feel like you can see that also from then on. You see a lot more family photos, a lot more me feeling a lot more confident in myself and everything. But I just kind of wanted to come on here and let you know. I know I'd mentioned in my intro that I was going to do a voiceover, but I just didn't feel like it did it justice. I felt like it needed some music, some calmness, some just peace, and just let y'all watch and see the transformation for yourself instead of hearing me yabble. But I just wanted to give preface into the January part when I mentioned the start of that is when I did a week-long fast. I didn't fast food, fast food. I fasted social media and stuff like that because I knew I was already on a diet, but I just wanted to go ahead and get that out there. So sorry about the confusion, but I really think just putting music behind it is going to be what's best. So I hope y'all enjoy.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging life, and I won't look back ever again.
Yeah. You ain't see me activated. You better hope that you never see me agitated. I think about my actions, plan them out, evaluated. That's how I end up on the top, man, I'm calculated. My mind's a weapon, my body is the engine. I'm never second guessing, I just do what I was destined. Cause I feel I got the blessing, persistence and obsession. That's how you keep progressing, I already learned that lesson, yeah.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again.
No fear, see clear, you deserve to be great. I know it feels like things get in your way. Push through those walls and the others will fall. Sit up, stand tall, you can get through it all. I need some energy, anxiety's no friend to me. I have a short memory, I don't really remember things. That's how I move on, that's how I stay strong. A new day's on, I'll keep moving right along. And I feel like the pain in the past, it needs to stay in the past. You gotta take off the cast. I wanna feel like I'm a new person. I wanna have clear vision and purpose. And I feel like the pain shouldn't last. If you can move on and past the things that make you feel bad, and you can change in your brain, I'm certain. I've done it before, and man, I'm not perfect.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again.
Which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear.
You won't die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble, K-N-I-F-E, right in your side. You will never see me coming. You won't die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble, K-N-I-F-E, right in your side. You will never see me.
My energy is next level, so damn you better be careful. I got an angel and devil, he snaps me straight in the temple. I'm ready